If you've ever gone for an oil change, you've probably heard the question, do you want synthetic or regular oil? And just like that, you're suddenly making a decision that sounds important, but maybe not entirely clear. Synthetic oil often costs more, promises better performance, and is usually recommended for modern engines. But what exactly is it? Is it fake oil? Is it just a marketing upgrade? Or is there actually something fundamentally different going on at a molecular level? Today, we're breaking it all down, what synthetic oil really is, how it's made, and why it behaves so differently from conventional oil. Right here on History of Simple Things. To understand synthetic oil, it helps to go back to a time when oil wasn't just about cars, it was about survival. Synthetic lubricants were first developed in the early 20th century, but they really took off during World War II. Countries like Germany had limited access to crude oil, so scientists were forced to create alternatives. They began chemically engineering lubricants that could perform under extreme conditions, like freezing temperatures and high-stress machinery. These early synthetic oils weren't made from crude oil in the traditional sense. Instead, they were built from smaller chemical components, designed for consistency and reliability. After the war, the technology didn't disappear, it evolved. By the 1970s, synthetic oil began entering the consumer market, especially during the oil crisis when efficiency became a priority. Over time, it became more refined, more affordable, and eventually widely used in modern engines. Before we define synthetic oil, we need to understand what it's being compared to. Conventional motor oil starts as crude oil, thick black liquid pumped from the ground. This crude oil is refined and separated into different components, including base oils used for lubrication. But even after refining, conventional oil is still a mix of different hydrocarbon molecules of varying shapes and sizes. Think of it like a jar full of mixed nuts, some big, some small, some smooth, some irregular. This inconsistency affects how the oil behaves, especially under extreme temperatures. To improve performance, additives are mixed in, things like detergents, anti-wear agents, and viscosity modifiers. But at its core, conventional oil is still based on naturally occurring, somewhat irregular molecules. Now here's where things get interesting. Synthetic oil isn't just refined, it's engineered. Instead of simply cleaning up crude oil, scientists chemically break it down and rebuild it into uniform molecules. These molecules are designed to be consistent in size and structure, which gives the oil much more predictable behavior. Imagine replacing that jar of mixed nuts with perfectly identical spheres, every molecule doing exactly what it's supposed to do. There are different types of synthetic oils, but the most common are made using a process called hydrocracking or chemical synthesis, where impurities are removed and the molecular structure is optimized. The result is a base oil that is cleaner, more stable, and better suited for high-performance conditions. This might sound like chemistry trivia, but it has real-world effects. Because synthetic oil molecules are more uniform, they flow more smoothly at low temperatures. That means when you start your car in the morning, the oil circulates faster, reducing engine wear. At high temperatures, synthetic oil also holds its structure better. Conventional oil can break down or thicken under heat, but synthetic oil resists this, maintaining proper lubrication even in demanding conditions. It also evaporates less, oxidizes more slowly, and forms fewer deposits inside the engine. In simple terms, it stays healthier for longer. Even though synthetic oil starts with a superior base, it still relies on additives, just like conventional oil. These additives help prevent corrosion, reduce friction, clean engine parts, and improve performance across a range of conditions. The difference is that in synthetic oil, the additives are working with a more stable foundation. That means they can perform more effectively and last longer. The word synthetic sometimes makes it sound artificial or unnatural, but that's a bit misleading. Synthetic oil is still made from hydrocarbons, often derived from crude oil or natural gas. The difference is in how those hydrocarbons are processed and structured, so it's not fake, it's just more controlled. In fact, you could think of synthetic oil as a more refined, precision-built version of conventional oil, engineered for performance rather than simply extracted and cleaned. Modern engines are more advanced than ever. They run hotter, operate under tighter tolerances, and demand better efficiency. Synthetic oil fits perfectly into this environment. Because it resists breakdown and maintains viscosity across a wide temperature range, it helps engines run smoother and last longer. It also supports better fuel efficiency by reducing internal friction. That's why many manufacturers now recommend or even require synthetic oil for newer vehicles. One of the biggest reasons people hesitate to switch is the price. Synthetic oil is more expensive up front, but it typically lasts longer than conventional oil. That means fewer oil changes over time, which can offset the higher cost. It also provides better protection, which can reduce long-term engine wear, something that's much harder to put a price on. So, what exactly is synthetic oil? It's not just better oil in a vague sense, it's oil that's been carefully engineered at the molecular level to perform more consistently, last longer, and protect your engine more effectively. From its origins in wartime necessity to its role in today's high-tech engines, synthetic oil represents a shift from simply using what nature provides to designing something better. And the next time you're asked, synthetic or regular, you'll know exactly what that choice really means. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.